But Professor, what does a balloon Pokemon have to do with pudding? Well, what if I told you that Jigglypuff is the pudding? Hello, Professor Rosemary here and welcome to my lab. I got my lab coat from my hostel lately, so yeah, +1 to character and credibility. And yes, you heard me right, Jigglypuff is the pudding, or was rather. As some of you may know, Jigglypuff's name in the Pokemon Red and Green beta was Pudding. Pudding is also Jigglypuff's Japanese name, literally pudding. So, the first thing that came to mind was custard pudding. But wait, that's Jigglypuff's beta name. So I'll save that for a later video. So in my search for another type of pudding, I stumbled across Panna Cotta. It has Italian origins, made from cream and milk, and is set using gelatin, instead of starch and egg yolks like other puddings. It's quite a versatile recipe and can be flavored with stuff like fruits and coffee. And the best part? It's jiggly! By the way, this is not proper labware. With that said, let's get making.
Let's make the sauce first. Start by dicing 400 grams of strawberries into medium chunks. Then in a saucepan, combine 1 teaspoon of cornstarch and 2 tablespoons of warm water. Making a suspension like this ensures that you won't have lumps of dry starch later. Add in 3 tablespoons of sugar, as well as your strawberries. On medium heat, bring the mixture to a simmer and simmer on low for 5 minutes, stirring constantly. Once your beautiful sauce is done simmering, set aside to cool. For the Panna Cotta, start by lightly oiling your molds. You may skip this if you don't plan on unmolding them. Now put away your molds and grab a saucepan. To it, add 1 1/4 cups of heavy cream, 3/4 cups of milk, and 2.5 tablespoons of sugar. Next, bloom 4.6 grams of gelatin sheets in cold water for about 5 minutes. Back to the cream, warm it on medium heat until about 60 degrees Celsius, or when the edges just start to bubble. Do not let it boil or your cream will curdle and your gelatin won't gel that well. Once it's nice and toasty, wring your bloomed gelatin sheets and add it to the cream. It should melt nicely in no time at all. Add half a teaspoon of vanilla and 6 to 8 tablespoons of your strawberry sauce while the cream is still warm. For me, 7 tablespoons give it a good and balanced flavor. You can add more or less of the sauce as you like, tasting as you go. You may add a bit of red food coloring to make it more pink. Allow the cream to cool until you don't flinch from touching the saucepan. Once so, transfer it to your molds. Cover the containers or surface of the cream with plastic wrap to prevent a skin from forming. Chill them in the fridge for a minimum of 4 hours. When you're ready to serve, combine a 1/4 cup whipping cream, 1 teaspoon of sugar, some food coloring, and whip it to a soft peak. Transfer to a food-safe disposable bag and set aside. Take your Panna Cotta, peel off the plastic, and warm the mold in hot water for 3 seconds. Run something like a knife or the handle of a teaspoon around the pudding and serve. If your pudding is stubborn, warm your mold in hot water for 3 more seconds and try again. Repeat until unmolded. Oh, what's that? Jiggle my puffs, you say? Well, Back to the task at hand. Garnish with strawberry slices for ears, some pink cream for the hair tuft, and your strawberry sauce. And we're done. So first thing to note is that you should serve this immediately, because it melts quite fast, especially in a warm environment. That aside, this recipe is really good. The pudding itself is soft and silky and melts in your mouth. You also get little chunks of strawberries with every bite because of the sauce. Meanwhile, the sauce on the side gives it an extra kick of flavor. 10 out of 10. We'll make again. So yeah, that's all for now. I hope you guys can try this recipe out, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!